What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Shomdeep Show with one of my brothers from the Indian YouTube, Aritra Mondal. Out of all the persons that I met in my entire school life, this man is the most humble one. And there's a lot to learn from him. But I'll tell you what's more beautiful about him. When I'm doing a podcast, I keep trying to go deep with all my guests, but not everyone is able to go really deep. Oritra Mondo's answer were even deeper than the questions that I had for him. So this is one of the most funny come intellectual conversation that we had on this podcast. And without further ado, I'll let you enjoy the show. Make sure you give this a deep listen. There's a lot to learn about humor, about new education policy, about charisma, and about college lifestyle. Things that a modern day Indian young person needs to learn desperately. If you wanted to be lifted up from your dull day, I promise you this episode of the Shomri Show is gonna do just that for you. Enjoy yourselves.
Positivity on three. One, two, three. Positivity.
Positivity.
Okay. We have got a awesome special education of the Shomrit show featuring one of my own practical mentor, Oitra Mondal. Welcome to the Shomrit show, brother.
Welcome, bro. Thanks a lot. And I'm really happy today to be on this Somidev show. I've been following this for the past few weeks now, and I'm really liking it. And thank you for having me, bro.
It's a pleasure to have you on the Shomrit show. Like the topics that we are going to cover in this podcast are really very special for me. Like it's a
Okay.
completely education special for all the listeners.
Okay. So, I would like to invite all the viewers as well now that like welcome to this, and we are going to really discuss on very fruitful topics such as Swami has referred about the new education policy as well. So I think we should begin with it.
Yeah, definitely. So, bro, I think this is a very big game-changing moment in the world of Indian education system. Something
Yeah.
that everyone should completely follow from within. So, I would like to request each one of you to please sit down with a notebook so that each and every point are clear to you from the beginning. Whether it's the Indian government, whether it's a foreign government, the core leadership teaching in the country is all about the best possible future in India. So in my life, I don't think I would have been ever so happy about such an announcement in the field of education system. So kudos to the whole system for the Indian government. And so, bro, but what's the core kind of that's coming from this entire passage? Like the process behind this many changes, we are gonna go over all the impact ones, but in this podcast, but the history of this movement, what has led to this entire revolution? What's your say on it?
Okay, so you want a historical background, basically, if I would say, right? So, well, look, Somideep, I would like to go
Right.
back to the
Around
1800s. I would like to go back to the 1800s for this. 1823, Lord William Bentinck is considered the father of modern education in India. So, well, look, from that colonial time, from 1823, during the times of William Bentinck, a colonial hangover was always there in our education system. Like things like focus on English, focus on rote learning, all these things. A lot of focus on exams. Not on the personal skills, but on how you perform on exams. This was what was the main focus of the education in India. So this was tried there was a try by the previous government in 1968, in 1986 to bring about national education policy. But well, we see that how our education policy is even now. There is still rote learning, that 10 plus 2 system, the colonial hangover stuff, excessive focus on English, no focus on mother tongue. So you see, there is a long history of a very degraded system of education that was being followed in India. So I would say that the new education policy that has come up, it has a beautiful vision to it, and it tries to, before what happened, before the question was what to learn, what to say, what to think, and now the new education policy it tries to change that what into how to think, how to speak, how to learn. So, that this one basically focuses on the methodology. It tries to focus on the understanding of the student. The previous one was just on the rote learning of the student. This is the change that we are going to experience maybe with the new national education policy. So that's all I would comment on this.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Got it. Got it. So I have selected few major points from this entire new education policy for the listeners. And the very first
Yeah.
one is that 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 system. So what does it mean?
Okay.
Can you just throw some more line on it?
Yeah, definitely, Swamideep. I could do analysis of that. The 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 system. Well, look, what do we have now? Can you answer? Can you answer what do we have now? Right now?
Like this is 10
We
plus
have
2
the
system. It's 10 plus 2.
Yeah, we have the 10 plus 2. The 10 plus 2,
Yeah.
it actually starts from the age of 6 to 16 plus 2, that is still 18. So that is what the present education policy follows. But now the new education policy is trying to bring in 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. This starts from the age of 3. The education is going to start from the age of 3. Formal education, you mean like now what we say, nursery mein padta hai bhai, just nursery kids, small kids, like, so that is also going to be integrated into the new education, national education policy, and students are going to learn from the age of 3. So well, the first 5 years, 3 to 8 years, okay, that is going to be a foundation stage where they will be playing with other kids, learning with other kids, learning in the sense basically playing, looking at the world, trying to picture the world, nothing much, like that is just a foundation from the age of 3 to 8. The government doesn't want to completely spoil your childhood by giving you rote learning at that age. Well, then you move on from the age of 8 to 11, that is the 5 plus 3 now. We're coming to the second stage. This is a preparatory stage. It is going to prepare you for the bigger world. This stage, age 8 to 11. Now, the next stage that we are going to move on is 5 plus 3 plus 3. Now, this 3, what is this 3? Age 11 to age 14. Classes 6 to 8. What is going to happen here? You will be in middle school. This is the middle age. And in this middle stage, you're going to learn with experiment. You're going to do experimental learning, as well as you're going to learn experiential learning. So you will be given some experience about something and you would learn from it. You would do experiments about something and you will learn from it. So experimental learning as well as experiential learning, And the fourth stage, that is the 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4, that age, human life from age 14 to 18, that stage is going to be, you are going to be a mainstream student trying to learn a lot of things. You will be given a lot of options to choose from. You can study physics along with history as well. It's not going to be like science, arts, and commerce, not something like that. You can study anything. You can study foreign languages as well. So this is what is going to be the beauty and the structure of the new education policy.
Understood. Shed light on this 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 system. I'm just enlightened with your points. Okay, so moving forward, so do you think the intention with this new education policy is very much let's create leaders, let's create entrepreneurs, let's create the next generation that will actually make that India, that Sone ki Chidiya again? So what's your viewpoint? Like, is it an opportunity, a boon, or something that's not very good for the Indian citizens? Like, what's the hindrances also?
Yeah. Look, Swamiti, this national education policy comes at a time of when the government is trying to push for an Atmanirbhar Bharat, right? It is going to make India Atmanirbhar in education as well. This is going to make India Atmanirbhar in education as well. And, it's trying to make India a knowledge hub. It's trying to make India a knowledge hub as well. So, there are a lot of good things to it. But I would say, Swamiti, there are some hindrances in this process, which could be difficult for the government as well, for the students as well, for the parents as well, and to all the shareholders and the people who have a belief in the education. They are all going to be affected by this. Like, there is going to be some hindrances. Like, you have to do a lot of legislation. The legislature, I mean the Lok Sabha, the Rajya Sabha, they will have to come up with various new laws for this. It's not going to be very easy to implement it. Moreover, this education is a concurrent subject. It's not something that is completely under the power of the union government. States also have a say in it. So I think that actually to make a very beautiful and a very strong national education policy, you should take the recommendations of the state as well. Uh, but Swamideep, as a whole, in a conclusion, I would say that this whole national education policy, it looks more like a, like a vision document. Like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, right? But it doesn't say how to do it. It doesn't say how to do it. So that is going to be a big hindrance as to how to implement it. So it's definitely going to be very good for the Indian citizens. We are completely in par with the national and the international standards that are being followed at this moment. But yes, the implementation is the greatest challenge. The devil is in the implementation, and we have to overcome that devil of implementation as well. So otherwise, if it's implemented, it's going to be a boon for us.
Definitely. I'm completely agree with your words. Okay, so we came to this end of the new education policy. Coming to my next aspect of this podcast, I would want to give the guys listening to this a value. Like, there's a lot of guys listening to you and listening to anyone else who's quite having that humor kind of content in their charismatic behavior. So I want to many of them just say that I want to become funnier in order to become sexier. So
funnier in order to become sexier.
I would like to ask you that. Yeah, it's quite interesting to listen. So I would like to ask you that how to beat this funny problem, how to deal with this funny problem, how to actually become funnier in person.
Yeah. Okay, that is a very good thing you said, Swami. Being funnier makes you being sexier, right? But actually, I would say in true sense,
100%.
Funnier is not actually directly going to make you sexier. But yes, one thing, I can assure you one thing. Funnier is going to make your life easier. Sexier or not, I'm not very sure about it. But funnier will make your life easier. I'm with a lot of Bihari friends at this moment because I'm staying at Ranchi. I'm completing my studies at Ranchi. So I've been looking at them, and they have nothing. They literally have nothing, but they would still laugh. Alexander, he tried to conquer from lands of Greece to India. Okay, what did he take from his life? What did he take with him? Nothing. So first of all, I would like all of you that don't think, yeah, I need to be sexy, so I need to be funny. It's not something like that. You need to be funny to have a good life, first of all. So first of all, think about that you need to have a good, if you want to really have a good life, then you need to be funny. And it's very easy. It's very easy to be funny nowadays. You have memes. You have memes nowadays, Swamidev, right? Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, it's all filled with memes. So it's very easy to be funny nowadays. You and I could be just speaking something. Like you ask me my name, please. Swamidev, please ask me my name.
What's your name, brother?
Vinod. Right. So this, so the Vinod thing that, yeah, so the memes and all these things that are going on, you can put these things in your conversation that wins you friends, that wins you people in your life, that gives you respect in your life. But yes, one thing, I'm telling this to all the viewers of the Swamidev show, that one thing, remember this thing, be funny, but don't be a joke. Be funny, but don't be a joke. Okay. Make a personality of yourself, except for being funny as well. For example, I focus on my studies and I try to be funny as well. So I balance both of them, and that is why people don't consider me to be a joke, right? People should not consider you to be a joke. Otherwise, you can never be sexy. If you're like a joke or something, you can never be a sexy man. But one thing, again, I would like to repeat that being funnier is going to make you sexier or not. I'm not very much confident about it. But being funnier is going to make your life much, much, much easier.
Got it, brother. Okay. So do you think being funny makes it easy or acts as a catalyst to break the ice with an opposite sex?
Definitely. If I would count, I have a lot more girlfriends than boyfriends. Okay, I mean, friends by gender, I'm saying boy and girl. Okay, so being funny, it really helps you, and the girls actually, they like funny people. But yes, one more thing, that thing I'm repeating again, don't be a joke. Don't be a joke. control, be, hit a balance between being a joke and being funny. So being funny, yes, it does attract the opposite sex. It does.
Got it. I can completely relate the vibes with you, bro. Okay, I also believe that I, as a person, if you know me as a person, so I believe that
Yeah,
I'm a very charismatic person. A big part
yeah,
of that is
definitely,
humor. A big,
definitely.
a big part of that, what a big part of that, what I call is platonic flirting. So
Oh, okay.
platonic flirting, a little in a little manner. So it's like I'll give a quick example about it. So if
Yeah,
like you
sure,
are a
sure.
girl, so
Hmm.
I'm saying you like you got really nice hair, you got really nice eyes, you also got really nice smile as well. But that's only three things that I like about you, and rest things I'm better than that. So this
Okay,
is
so
one quick, yeah.
yeah,
Continue.
that's I would like to say in this like you could call a girl like a Barbie girl, and she would be like, oh my God, I'm a Barbie or something, but then you just tell her that Barbie girl, she's just a plastic, nothing more than that. So yeah, I think you can have always have fun with the opposite gender, always have fun with the opposite gender. And you're saying something about platonic flirting. I'm really starting to like the idea.
Like, yes, it's like very much that if the girl is like, everyone's like being complimented. So if
Yeah,
she
yeah,
finds that
definitely.
she's complimenting or he's complimenting one another, so she would be
Hmm.
like, oh wow, she's complimenting me. Like, am I like special to him or her? And that compliment breaks with a very gentle insult. So like a very gentle insult.
Exactly, exactly. That
I
is a
should appreciate
brilliant.
it especially.
I would say that is a brilliant strategy, bro. That's a brilliant strategy, I'd say. That's really good.
Exactly. This is what I've learned from that YouTube channel, YouTuber that is Ranveer Alabadia, aka Beer Biceps. I think you know about him.
Oh my God, I'm a big fan of him. Big fan of him. Big fan of him.
Like
And
he's
I think your idea of podcasts are coming from him as well. I think.
Yeah, exactly. It's coming from him as well.
Okay, okay.
Okay, okay, bro. So heading to the end of the podcast, I would like to ask you the question that I really want to ask you since many days. Like, how's your
Okay.
life at college? Like, how's your college lifestyle? Means coping up with
College.
Xavier Trachi along with finding your side hustle as a UPSC
Hmm.
aspirant. So how's your
Hmm.
life over there?
Uh, well, Somadeep, I can give you an example of this, and that would describe my life out there. See, first of all, I stay always very simple. I dress simple. I stay simple. I spend simple, and I talk simple as well. I look simple as well. I don't look very smart and something like that. But look, I would give you an example of how I am at Ranchi and how others are at Xavier College. So I enter college one day, dude, and there's a guy who brings a 6 lakh rupees motorcycle, Josang, Josang something, I don't know what. So
Oh,
he brings that
wow.
bike and and he's like he wants to show off and he's coming out of the college, broom, broom and all, like he wants to show off to all the girls that he's the boss today. Okay, so I can assure you, Somaji, that kind of a lifestyle is not going to win you girls. I'm going to tell you this for sure. It's not never going to win you good girls because you know what happened?
100%.
Girls never looked at him. Girls never looked at him. Because girls never knew that that bike was worth 6 lakhs. Girls never knew that bike was worth 6 lakhs. So rather, you know what girls look at me? You know why girls look at me? Because I have a cycle. I have a cycle of 3,000 rupees. I ride it to college, and just 6 to 7 people in my whole college bring cycles. So I ride the cycle to college, and when I come out, the girls are like they look at me and so they feel pity for me. Like, oh my God, this guy is gonna be very poor man. He's so much in a pathetic
Right,
condition. He
I get
brings
the
a
vibe.
cycle to college. He brings a cycle to college. He's so poor. They feel pity for me, and the girls look at me rather. And that dude who brings that 6 lakh rupees bike, after 3 days, he was carrying a another boy at the back of his bike, and he was going. So what use, bro? What use being very fancy and showing off? I think living life simple is very good.
100%. I completely agree on it. Okay, so like we belong from the same roots, the same school, that is Assembly of God Church Purulia. So
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I would
yeah.
like to ask you that what's the best case scenario like at the age of 26? Where do you want to see? Like not in terms of career, but from within. Like where do you
Hmm.
want to see yourself from that entire time you
Oh,
have got to school to the age of 26?
okay, okay. I would say, look, from AG Church itself, I've been trying to keep myself simple, and even at 26, I would like to keep myself simple, live a simple life, and I'd say, I want to be good to people, and in the process, people would be good to me as well. I want to be a good son.
Right?
I'm the only son of my parents, and I have learned all these things from the teachers at AG Church. I've learned all these things from Devika ma'am, from Chil ma'am, all these teachers. They were very good teachers at AG Church. I even still continue to learn all these good values from my teachers and professors at St. Xavier's College. And I'd say,
Definitely.
man, you need to live simple. You need to be good. And I like to add one thing. My father says always, you always have to act poor, behave poor at this age. When you're trying to build up your career, when you're trying to build up your life, you need to act poor, you need to act simple at this age at least, because in case by bad fortune or unfortunately you don't become successful in a life, you don't become successful in life, you won't be having a trouble in living a very simple life as well. Because if you're simple now, you can live it simply even then. But if you're luxurious now, you cannot live it simple then, right? So it's gonna be a big trouble. But if you're simple now and if you get a luxurious life at 26, it's gonna be a boon for us. It's gonna be great for us, isn't it?
100%.
Yeah.
Okay, Arif bhai, it was great talking to you. Thank you so much again for
Okay.
being on the Shomri show.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Somidi, for having me on this show. And I really feel that maybe I would be able to reach out to many audiences. And thank you, everyone, for watching this show as well. And Somidi, he's a great guy. He's a great guy. He's a great friend of mine. I would never call him a junior, a
Thank you
great
so
friend
much.
rather. Always, always a great friend. Really a good
It's
guy. And keep
always an
watching
honor.
and keep watching his show. Keep watching his show, man. He really brings up good videos.
It's always an honor to have you on the podcast. We're definitely gonna do some more episodes when this pandemic gets up. So yeah, we'll
Okay.
make few other episodes as well in future.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Sure. Thank you. Thank you to
Okay.
all the viewers.
Okay, guys, I'll be linking all of Aritra Bhai's YouTube handles in the description. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow. And until then, see you next time. Bye bye.
See you next time. Tada. Bye bye.